Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your mini cross general reading for December 2020. I do have with me the Radiant White deck. I'm also going to be clarifying with Avita Sibila, and we'll be wrapping it up with the Golden Nostradamus Oracle card. If you have not seen a mini cross or you haven't seen me do one in a long time, I'm going to go ahead and refresh your memory and show you how it's done. I've already done some shuffling and meditation on your sign and glyph, so I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to get started, okay? Here we go. I'm going to put a couple more rifles on these. I always like for you guys to see me pulling the cards. Okay. All right, here we go. This is where we are at the moment. The Knight of Swords. Wow, this is what we think we know, or what we think what may happen. All right. This is what has happened, or what we know to be true. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though that's a weird card to know to be true, but this is the near or distant past. Wow. This is the near and or distant future. So what is over the entire reading? The Three of Swords. Now, I don't know if, so this is, of course, my readings are always applicable to, if they're just general, they're general, but they're applicable in relationship situations to same-sex and heterosexual couples. Whomever identifies as the female and whomever identifies as the male. So I'm not exactly sure if there's somebody out there who is dealing with this Queen of Pentacles. This could also be a message for Queen of Pentacles about a water sign person who I feel is going to be contacting this Queen of Pentacles. This is an interesting reading. We do have the Three of Swords over the whole reading. And the Three of Swords is basically, it's an attack on your feeling center. In other words, someone has wounded you deeply and in such a way that it feels like they stabbed you in the heart. It is the bringer of bad news, of breakups, of separations, divorces, incompatibility. But there's also a silver lining in that particular card as well. And I'll explain that near the end, all right? What we have right in the very center is this Knight of Swords. So I do have two court cards here, the Queen and the Knight. However, for me, Knights always represent events. But the event starts or comes about through some kind of news or message. And what we see here, this Five of Cups, someone crying literally over spilled milk. Now, I have seen this show up when somebody may have a drinking problem and they're trying to quit. But basically what this is feeling, what this is about to me and what it feels like is someone is very sad. They're depressed. They have regret over or about something. These three cups here. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's not necessarily telling me. But on the back side are these two cups, and those two cups are sitting in the future position, near or distant future position. But born out of this, we see someone sending this message back to this Queen of Pentacles, okay? So this is her cross energy. But at the top here, what we have is a situation where either someone can't seem to forget what has happened or what's going on. They feel like they are trapped, and they are unwilling to move. But this is really based upon what they think. It's not what they feel. What they feel is down here. They don't know what they feel. So this could be a situation in which somebody is going back and forth in not only in what they're saying and what they're thinking, but what they are feeling and how they feel about the situation. And the Seven of Cups is the card that says, you know, you really can gain some clarity. This is about fantasies, illusions. It can be delusions, okay? having so many choices, you don't know what to choose from. But this card says that positively, if you can identify the one thing that is most important to you, choose that, right? And then everything else should fall into place. This Eight of Swords I find to be quite interesting because, again, we see this figure, this female, who, for all intents and purposes, feels as though somebody has bound her up and blindfolded her in this situation. But the truth of the matter is the bindings are not tight, so you literally can break free, remove your blindfold, and see that you're not trapped, you're not in a cage. You can simply walk away from this. And I feel that what the cards are telling me is that there's some conflict in terms of what's being said and what's being done. Okay. But also, should I or should I not? Okay. So I feel that if you are waiting on this message, or this message is coming back from this water sign person, because this card does represent, I can't see exactly, but it's a Scorpion card. I can't tell you the exact date or time because it's so far long gone. Mars in Scorpio. It is the 6th decan, and the time frame is November something through November, I want to say November 13th. So it's a couple of weeks. Usually the cards have a couple of weeks. And so this may give us an indication or an idea of when this may have occurred. Of course, there's no timing. So for some of you, this could be coming up on the other side. Particularly, we have this new moon solar eclipse on the 14th. And so in that sense, maybe you've been in a blackout. You haven't heard anything. You haven't seen anything. Okay. Now, going back to what I was telling you about this Three of Swords, it is the card of, like I said, there's a silver lining in it. And what I mean by that is if you look at the imagery of the card, there are all these, some people say it's raindrops, but they're also rays around. And what I mean by when it's a ray of hope or some sunshine, if this has occurred to you, it gives you the opportunity to look at exactly what hurt you, why did it hurt you, what triggered you in that way, what is the true issue in which, not just rejection, not just if it is just rejection, then where does that stem from, that rejection? Okay. I don't have any repeater numbers here. So, and I don't have any major arcana cards. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a look at these three cards because it's quite plain and clear. Even this could be a message somebody sent you that was really quite ugly and nasty, because sometimes the Knight of Swords can be that way. Okay. But it really is about some kind of sadness or disappointment, some breakup, some regrets. And what this might be, okay, might, and I say might, is it could be some kind of apology on the way, okay? Then you're going to have to determine what you're going to do about it. Will you accept it? Let's take a look at this Eight of Swords because it's right over the top. The Bambino. The Allegrezza al Cuore. And the Desperate Jealousy. On the Eight of Swords, somebody who feels caught in a situation or they can't stop. That's the windmills of their mind, In other words, they can be trapped in their own thoughts. And what this is telling me is that it's a new relationship, a new marriage, a new partnership, and someone is having extreme difficulty letting go. This is the desperate jealousy. Okay? And this is the idea that someone is maybe completely and totally obsessed with this new relationship you may be involved in. Maybe they simply suspect that you're in a new relationship, okay? Either way, you want to be real careful with that particular energy because it can be dangerous. The person can even sometimes be threatening to kill themselves, in which case, you might need to get the person some help or suggest they get help or let somebody know, that kind of situation. I want to look at this Seven of Cups, okay? whatever the message is, it's quite confusing. Okay, maybe this is the idea that, you know, you and this person have kind of been floating around each other like butterflies for a long time, never got together, and then finally when you find somebody new, here they come. Okay. 7, the morte. There is the cosmic scissors, which has come to cut this situation. Whatever the confusion is, whatever the not being able to make a choice, whatever that thing is, it's now been cut. The cosmic scissors has cut it. It can never go back to the way it was before. Now, I'm not sure if there was some violence here, because sometimes this character can be violence. I'm looking at this gun at the head, and also this, which looks like not just a match, but the barrel of a shotgun. Let me put the rest of the cards down. The domestico and the lecherezza. So what this is saying is that this situation has been cut. And the domestico is not only about the man returning, right? But it's also simply the concept of help. That's what the domestic does. He helps, he does things. So in this situation, in terms of this confusion, this ending, this cosmic scissors has come to help and to show you, in a sense, that this was a one-off mistake. This is one of the divine protection card. Well, not necessarily the divine protection card. It is the card that says there was a mistake made, but it's not a continuing mistake. This was, maybe you have misjudged someone or you misjudged a situation. It is called the carefree or the carelessness card. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to take a look at is this 5 of Cups. In other words, eventually the ending helps you to realize that, you know what, this was a mistake or that was a mistake. You know, maybe what the person's going to come back and say to you is, you know, I made a mistake. But the question is it too late? Could be. The stanza. Oh, wow. The malinconia, which again, it's almost another 5 of Cups. And the donna de servizio. Interesting. Because what those 3 cards are saying is that whomever this card represents, this is about 2 people who know everything about each other. You've shared secrets with each other. This card can sometimes even represent an affair with another card. But basically what it says is this is about 2 people who have shared secrets and they know each other extremely, extremely well. Okay? Capped off here with this malinconia. And these are 2 coins cards, by the way. This is the Ace of Coins. And in the Sabila deck, the coins deck is not always a good deck. I mean, a good suit, okay? And with this one, this is the mourning of, it's not necessarily a person like someone has died, but it is something that you cared about or someone that you cared about, right? It's not the actual bereavement of, it is the mourning and the feeling of loss and isolation about this thing that you cared very dearly about. Now, sometimes this is what the card actually represents is the woman visiting the cemetery. One of her pets has passed away. But what does a pet represent? It represents trust, loyalty, and companionship. So someone is missing these things. But here is the Donna de Servizio. And I think this card has come out to indicate those 2 cups on the back side. This is a positive card. And what this says is that the white flag has been waved, okay? See it there? And that things are looking up. Now, what this means on the back side, I don't know, because again, she also is a helper. And so eventually, I think what I'm picking up here is that this situation, one way or the other, will be rectified. I can't say that the person's going to be coming back into your life. That requires a personal reading in your own certain personal circumstances. But what I can say is that there is an opportunity for this situation for you to rectify it, for you to take a look at what this was really all about, whether it's for you or whether it's for this other person, okay? And then you can move on. Because the Cosmic Scissors says, you know what? That's a done deal. It's cut, and it can never go back to the way it was before. All right, someone has either said something or done something that can't be taken back. All right, it's out there now. So let's formulate one question for the Golden Nostradamus card. I just get the sense that this situation has been going backwards and forwards. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is this Queen of Pentacles who's all, stuck about the fact that maybe this is the person has moved on. I'm not sure. Number 5. Wow. Remember when I said I'm looking at these cards that kind of can indicate some violence here? So, you want to be careful if this person comes back, because their temper could be quite, volatile. And the reason why I say this is number 5, the glove. Those too free with flattery and praise seek to deceive you and make you their prey. You will face a challenge or a duel with someone or a confrontation with your own shadow or limitations. It also says a potential lawsuit will arise. And that could be true as well here with these swords cards. Okay? And so that's what I have for you, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for December. I do hope those messages help. And until next time, stay safe and namaste.